Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Scribble here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And I did a quick reading on the Mars-Neptune conjunction that's happening today. It's actually already happened, but just happened. And it's happening at 21 degrees of Pisces. So if you happen to have anything at 21 degrees of Pisces, we know that this is the start of a new cycle of taking action on your ideals, taking action on your imagination, taking action from a spiritual place, sometimes from a self-sacrificing place, and sometimes from an illusionary place. And so it's not just all good news, but it's not all bad news. It is depends on really how you work with this energy. And this is not an easy energy to work with because it does require a certain amount of self-sacrifice. It does require you to sort of go within to find your answers. It requires forgiveness. It requires compassion. And it requires imagination and a willingness, in a way, to let go of things that perhaps you don't want to let go of, but are being taken away in some way. So there's a lot of themes here with Mars and Neptune in Pisces, because we're dealing with Neptune, which is the energy of dissolution of boundaries, dissolution of structures, and Mars, which is action. So this, on a cultural level, what structures need to come down to make things more fair, because Pisces and Neptune deals with, we are all one, unity consciousness. And so this is a very potent time. So I wanted to take a look, and this applies to me in a very personal way because I have my moon at 21 degrees of Pisces. And so this is both a reading for me and a reading for all of us. So the first card I picked was the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles, this is about new beginnings. And it's about new beginnings on the level of the material plane. And so we are finding ourselves kind of at a starting point. A lot of people are reinventing themselves, or are going to have to reinvent themselves. And a lot of people are are connecting with a sense of compassion that they've never really known before. And it's not because they're not compassionate people, it's because their awareness wasn't in a particular spot. And so once you're aware of something, you cannot be unaware of it. Once you know it, and you have to work with it. And so there's a lot of people whose values, and we have to remember right now that Venus is still retrograde in Gemini, so we're still reevaluating what's important to us and to a certain extent, Venus relationships and how we communicate in those relationships, and the plight of our neighbors, which is very much a Gemini thing. So we have this Ace of Pentacles requiring us to start from ground zero to see what it is that we have to do, right? All the aces in the Tree of Life are found in Kether, which is crown, which is another word for crown is corona, interestingly enough. And so this is, on a certain level, a new beginning for us, a new earth perhaps, right? How do we create the new earth? Now the challenge is the Emperor card, okay? And, some people might see the challenge for this new beginning could be, say, the President of the United States, who thinks he's an emperor. But I'm not going to go there because that's not the kind of reading I want to talk about. I want this to be more of a spiritual reading. And he can certainly connote those things that are challenged. So he can actually embody the challenge that he becomes the challenge because he embodies the challenge for all of us. And the Emperor is about dominion. And so how do you want to build how are you going to structure it? 4 is about structure, and it's about crisis, and it's about opportunity. How in this moment of crisis do you take this crisis, create an opportunity, but do it in such a way that it can sustain itself? Okay, so that is the challenge of the Emperor. Underneath it all is the moon, and the moon is fear. So we are to a certain extent fearful, because we're moving into a place or someplace we haven't been before, right? So this becomes a huge challenge. The moon is the energy of duality, right? It's the energy of the ups and downs, the emotional ups and downs. And so these are all the things that are sort of percolating. The moon is also associated with the mother and sense of security, right? And so we're feeling at a very, very core level insecure, to the point where we have to recreate the way we're living, right? Mother Earth is not happy, and we have to create a new way of living. And so that's at the core of this, the core that we know deep in ourselves, that this really is something that we're going to have to master, and we're going to have to handle if we ever expect to have any sense of emotional security. Emotional security. In the past, we have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is unconditional love. This could be just the immediate past of what's just happened with all the deaths with coronavirus and with the protests because of George Floyd. This brought up a lot of emotions, and they're still here, and they're still, this card, the Moon, and the Ace of Cups are a similar energy. The difference is the Ace of Cups is sort of divinely comes, and the Moon is, while it's a similar energy in the feeling of it, there's a lot less security because it's in a dualistic world. We're not necessarily aware of the unconditionality of the love that we get in the Ace of Cups. In the sky, we have the Daughter of Pentacles. This is the Page of Pentacles. So there is opportunities, but we have to start small. So this is for myself as well. So, so starting small. What small steps? What do you have to learn? What do you have to learn about maybe your finances, because we're dealing with Pentacles here? What do you have to learn about the new rules? Right? What is it? You're coming in as almost like a student, and we have to be willing to learn. We have to be teachable in this moment. And that's interesting because the North Node is in Gemini, which is really kind of about teaching. And then the immediate future is the Judgment card. So this is the card of awakening, okay? And we can see that we see the darkness here, and the light is being shown on the darkness, and we realize that the darkness is not exactly what we thought it was. It's not exactly what we thought it was. So I think that we're also going to come through this cycle. We're going to realize that the things that we think we lost, or the dark time that we've been through, or even the dark times in our lives, are actually the basis for a great healing to occur. All the experiences that we've had, it's a moment of the light coming in and us waking up and raising up to a higher vibrational level, a fifth dimensional vibrational level perhaps. And this is very much the energy of Neptune anyway, beyond this three-dimensional physical world. All right, so how it's seen from the outside, we have the Ten of Pentacles upside down. That's some financial insecurity that we're seeing. This is also family money, so maybe the running out of family money here. Hopes and fears. We have the Four of Swords. This card says to me that we have to protect our sensitivities. We have to protect our children. The little lamb here, the third eye here, blazing gold. The little, the star that we are. And we do, and there is a lot of danger out there for many different reasons, and we just need to make sure that we're protected and we get the rest that we need, and that we stay close to home. I don't want to tell people, wear your mask, go out, all that. You guys know what to do. You know all that stuff, but this is more of there's going to be a lot of fear out there and a lot of uproar, and we have to make sure that we have a safe place for our inner child, that we can feed that we can feed our little lamb, our little soul within us, and feel protected in whatever way you have to do that. It doesn't just mean wearing masks. It can mean other things. Hopes and fears is the Tower card. Okay, there are those who are fearing the change. There are those who are hoping beyond hope for the change, because the way it was just so not cool. So, and then the outcome is the Death card. And so this is about a transformation. This is about a transformation that we're all going through, a letting go and a rebuilding. The Death card is the 13th card in the deck, and 13 is the number of death. But then the 4, if you add the 1 and the 3, it's a number of building. And so it's you're building on, whatever is still there, plus all the wisdom that you gain through the process of releasing, is available to us. So this is going to be quite an interesting 2 years. Of course, the synodic cycle between Mars and Neptune is a 2-year cycle, and in 2 years we're going to be in 2022, and that is the year that the United States, anyway, has its Pluto return. So we are in for continued change and sort of restructuring ourselves. It's here. It's begun in earnest. Up to this point, it has felt like all we've had to do is let go, and had to just accept what we were seeing, and there was nothing we could do about it. That has changed, and you can feel the shift. I know you can feel the shift. I can feel the shift. And part of that shift has to do with the fact that this month, in June, we're in a 10-1 vibration. And it's a 1. And so it's about new beginnings. And it's about, those on the top coming down and those on the bottom coming up. It's a cyclical process. It's a large cyclical process. And so we know that this was going to be a month where everything changed, and we have a big eclipse coming up, which I can also do a reading on, not today, or not right now, but maybe later today. So lots of things going on, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, and it's fun getting back out here in the garden and doing these readings. I've really been off my a little bit off my game. My mother, of course, I have this Mars Neptune sitting on my moon. My mother is getting more and more infirmed, really, and it's a lot harder, so it's a lot more intense working with her right now. So we'll see where that goes. That and the whole boost situation. So even for myself, the structures in my life that I have come to know as my everyday life is changing and shifting, and you have to let go. You don't have a choice. So, all right, guys, like and subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye.